A very good afternoon to all my dear students and welcome to Online Ventures by Exampur SSC and Railway YT platform. So most welcome to the class, most welcome to the session. I request you all to please quickly connect with me so that I can start the proceedings for today. Everyone, most welcome to the session, most welcome to the class. All of you please do join the session as quickly as possible so that I can start the proceedings for today. Everyone, I hope you must be doing fine, must be doing great. Hello Deepika, welcome to the class, welcome to the session, most welcome to the class. Okay, so now in today's lecture we are going to discuss about some remaining facts about the planet Earth. In the last class we discussed about something. I already told you that initially our Earth was basically present into the two important parts, Pangea. The solid part was called as the Pangea and the fluid part, and the fluid part of our Earth was called as the which one? I told you about the Panthalasia. I also described to you that this Pangea got separated into two important components. One was called as the Angara, or you can say Laurasia, and the southern part was called as the which one? I told you about the Gondwana landmass. Gondwana landmass. So we have Angara or Laurasia, and then we have Gondwana landmass. When we look at the Earth structure, I told you that our Earth basically comprises of an outermost layer called crust. Can you tell me the crust is divided into two components? Which are the two components of our crust? One is called as the continental and other is called as the which one? I told you about the oceanic crust, and I have also explained you that the thickness of continental crust is around 30 kilometer and that of oceanic crust is around 5 kilometer. Below the crust we have a very weak layer called asthenosphere. We have a very weak layer called asthenosphere, and on this asthenosphere we have the 7 continental plates floating. Below the crust, below the asthenosphere, we have the which one? The middle layer of the earth, which is called as the mantle. And this mantle is basically divided into two parts, that is called the outer mantle, and the other one is called as the which one? You can say inner mantle. And the innermost layer of our earth is called as the core. This is the innermost layer, which is divided into outer as well as the inner core. And as we move from crust to core, as you move from crust to core, what we find? Ki temperature increases proportionally, pressure increases, and also there is an increase of which one? I told you about density. Crust to mantle we have the thickness of or the distance of 2900 kilometer. Mantle to core we have 3500 kilometer. Can anyone tell me what is the radius of Earth? What is radius of Earth? If I ask you about the radius of Earth, what would you say? What would you say about the radius of Earth? Anyone who can tell me about this? So those people who are live on the class, I request you all to please quickly join the session and also share the session with your friends. So guys, please keep sharing the session with your friends as much as possible so that we can make this session very large. And this is only possible with your proper cooperation. This can't be done without you. So your cooperation is required. Your cooperation is a must. Okay. So I asked you about the radius of the Earth. Anyone who can tell me about this? This will be how much? 6400 kilometer. Don't forget about that. Also remember one thing. Also remember one thing. Also remember one thing, that our Earth is If anyone asks you, what is the shape of the earth? Can you tell me shape of earth? What is the shape of the earth? You will say it's the geoid. Some geographers also suggest it is oblate spheroid. Oblate spheroid. What is oblate spheroid? Flat on the top. Flat on the top and conical at bottom. Conical at bottom. This is flat on the top. Oblate spheroid also means it's egg-like shape. You might have heard, you might have seen about the 3 layers of the egg. So this is called as oblate spheroid. This is not omelette. This is oblate spheroid. But most of the questions you will find the option as geoid. So you can ask, you can simply answer the geoid, or you can also answer it as the oblate spheroid. There's nothing much difference between that. But always remember one point: our Earth is flat on the top and it is conical from the bottom. Now remember one thing: our Earth is basically divided into 4 hemispheres. First of all, we have the greatest circle passing through the mid of our Earth, that is 0° latitude, which is called as the equator. And this equator divides the Earth into 2 equal hemispheres, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. And this equator is basically an imaginary line. It is an imaginary line that passes through the middle of our Earth and divides the Earth into 2 equal hemispheres. Then we have our Earth is tilted. Our Earth is tilted and has 2 axes. One inclination is at 23.5° north. The other inclination is at 23.5° south. So always remember one thing: this is the Tropic of Cancer and this is the Tropic of Capricorn. So remember one thing: our Earth is not flat. It's not flat. Yes, samtal nahi, is not flat, and it is tilted on its axis at 23.5° north and 23.5° south. And since our Earth is tilted, that is why the rays of the sun, when falls on our Earth's surface, when the rays of the sun falls on our Earth's surface, this is slanted. So remember one thing: incoming solar radiation, which we call as insolation, are always slanted on our Earth's surface because it is tilted. Please do remember one thing. Now, if the question comes, how does our Earth rotate? If you talk about the Earth's rotation, so always remember one thing: it rotates on its axis from west to east. That is we have a clockwise rotation, west to east. And always remember one thing, because of its rotation, it causes day and night. So the day and night is because of the rotation of the earth. And always remember one thing, since our earth rotates west to east and rotation of sun is also from west to east, so sun rises in the east direction. So we can simply say one thing, because of the rotation of the earth, we have two phenomena that takes place or that occurs on our earth's surface. The first is the cause of the day and night. The cause of the day and night is also rotation. And also remember one thing, the rotation is also responsible for which thing, the rise of the sun or appearance of the sun for the first time on the eastern part. So sun will be always visible. So sun will be always visible with its rise on the eastern part, because the rotation of the earth is from west to east. So we can simply say because of the earth rotation to the west east direction, ठीक है ना, the sun rises in the east. Sun rises in the east. Am I clear to you all? Any query, any doubt, please do tell me. If you have any query, any doubt, we can discuss till this point. If not, I will proceed. So rotation is responsible for the day and night, and it is also equally responsible for the rising of the sun to the east part or to the eastern part. Then we have revolution of our earth. Always remember one thing, our planet revolves around Milky Way galaxy on a fixed elliptical path. So our planet revolves around the Milky Way galaxy. It revolves around Milky Way galaxy on a fixed elliptical path. On a fixed elliptical path. राहुल, हाउ इज इट कि वेस्ट टू ईस्ट है तो वेस्ट में होना चाहिए? आप ये सो दिस इज सन, दिस इज अर्थ. So sun is coming from west to east. The earth is going from west to east. So the eastern parts are coming closer to each other. तो eastern part एक दूसरे के close आएगा तो east होगा ना. West to east, पश्चिम से पूरब की ओर, west to east, तो east will be closer. दोनों east की तरफ जा रही है, west to east की तरफ. Earth is also going from west to east. This is also coming from west to east. तो जब west to east जाएंगे तो ये तो west तो दूर जा रहा है, east नजदीक आ रही है. तो the direction which will be closer to each other, that will appear for the first time. वो पहले दिखाई देगी. Am I clear to you? तो हाँ, you have to remember one thing, our planets revolves around Milky Way galaxy on a fixed elliptical path. This is the revolution. And remember one thing, revolution causes change in year. Change in year. Now remember one thing. This is Earth. This is 0 degree. This is Cancer. This is Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Capricorn. This is equator. Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. You see, with the change in the position of sun at the different hemisphere, this is another, this is the eastern hemisphere, this is the western hemisphere. Now simply remember one thing. Whenever the rays of the sun are vertical, whenever the rays of the sun are vertical on the Tropic of Cancer, this will be called as summer solstice, and this takes place on 21st June, and that is in the northern hemisphere. Similarly, when the rays of the sun are vertical, on Tropic of Capricorn, this is 22nd December. This is called as winter solstice. And remember, in a solstice, always remember one thing. Day is longer and night is shorter. Always remember one thing. Longer day and shorter nights. Longer duration, longer day and shorter night. This is considered as the solstice. Now similarly, when the rays of the sun are perpendicular on equator, this is called as equinox. This is called as equinox. What is equinox? So remember one thing, days will be longer in the northern hemisphere on June 21st and days will be longer in the southern hemisphere on December 22nd. And remember one thing, the phenomena on which the days are longer and nights are shorter are called as solstice. These are called as the solstice. So we have two solstices, summer solstice and the winter solstice. Summer solstice is on 21st June and the winter solstice is on 22nd December. Similarly, we have the which one? We can say equinox. Similarly, we have the which one? You can say what is equinox? Equal day and night. Equal day and night. When duration of day and nights are equal, when duration of day and night are equal, this is called as the equinox, and this takes place on 21st March. This is called as spring or vernal equinox, and the second is the 23rd September. This is called as autumn equinox. Am I clear to you all? So one is called as the spring or vernal equinox and second is called the autumn equinox. Am I clear to you all? Please respond to me, all of you. Am I clear to you all? Please tell me. Okay. Now comes the perigee and the second is called the apogee. Have you heard of perigee and apogee? What is perigee? When sun and earth are closest to each other. It is perigee. When sun and earth are closest to each other, that is called as the perigee. Now the question is that when this perigee takes, which is that date when this perigee takes place? Can you please tell me this perigee and apogee is with reference to the sun or it is with the reference to the moon? Can anyone tell me about this? This is with the reference of the to the sun or to the reference or with the reference to the moon? Can anyone tell me about this? One is apogee, another is the perigee. You see, one is called the perihelion, and another is called as the aphelion. When it is perihelion and aphelion, it will be with respect to the sun, and when it is perigee and apogee, it is to the reference to the moon. So when sun, यहाँ पे क्या होगा? When moon and earth are closer to each other, that will be called as the perigee. And this is 4th December. And when it comes to apogee, this is the farthest distance between moon and earth. And remember, in 2021, this date was 11th May. And when it comes to perihelion, peri it means when earth and sun are closest to each other. That will be called as the perihelion. This is on 4 December. And aphelion is the It is the farthest distance between Sun and Earth. That is 3rd January. So am I clear to you about all these dates? So we have these important dates that I have already told you. That is perihelion, aphelion, summer solstice, winter solstice, and then we have most important phenomena taking place, that is called as the which one? You will say equinox. So when days and nights are equal, this is equinox. When days are longer and nights are shorter, then it will be called as the which one? You will say solstice. So we have 4 important phenomena taking place on Earth. We have summer and winter solstice. Then we have equinox. Then we have perihelion or perigee and aphelion or apogee. All clear, all done. Any query, any doubt? You can please tell me. Please do tell me about this. Don't get confused, Rohan. Please do remember one thing, कि our Earth is a part of Milky Way galaxy. Is a part of Milky Way galaxy. Always remember one thing. Sun revolves Milky Way and planets of our solar system revolves around Sun. And remember one thing, those celestial objects which revolves around the Sun are called planets, and those which revolves planets are called as the satellites. And remember one thing, Moon is the only natural satellite of our Earth. There are so many artificial ones, but remember one thing, the only natural satellite of our planet is Moon. Moon is the only natural satellite of our Earth. Am I clear to you? When it comes to perigee and apogee, Deepika, it will be always compared with respect to Moon. And when it comes to peri and aphelion, we will always compare the distance of Earth with respect to Sun. So when you calculate the distance of distance with respect to Sun, it is aphelion and perihelion. And when it comes to the distance of Earth with respect to Moon, this is considered to be the apogee and perigee. Please don't forget about these two things. This is very, very important for you all. Now, am I clear to you? Please let me know. Or you still have any problem, any doubt? You can ask me. Deepika, you can please go ahead and you can ask me the difference. So please always remember one thing, when it comes to distance of Earth and Moon, it is apogee and perigee, and when it comes to distance with respect to Sun, it will always be which one? You can simply say aphelion and perihelion. So this is all about the phenomenon of Earth that I have completed today. tomorrow most probably we will be discussing about the Earth atmosphere chapter. So see you tomorrow morning at 7 for the SSC current affairs in English medium, 8 a.m. morning defense current affairs, that is for 8 a.m. Then 1 p.m. we have the session of YouTube with me on online dentures defense channel, and 2 p.m. again we will be having the YouTube session on the SSC channel. Thank you so much guys. Bye bye and take care. Have a great one. Thank you so much.